Hi everyone, Yuni here. Today I want to go ahead and review Kingdom Hearts 3. I went ahead and beat the entire game on Twitch at twitch.tv. So how I'm going to structure this, I'm going to make it in two parts. The first part is spoiler free, and the second part I'm going to go ahead and spoil the ending. And that's what I'm going to talk about mostly, is the ending, because I've waited so long to talk about this. Just like many of you. So anyway, let's go. So, assuming that you don't know what Kingdom Hearts is, or if you ever played it, this is the third game in the installment, sort of. More like in name only. There are quite a few games in between, before the first one, and in between 2 and this game. So, what it is an action RPG with very much emphasis in combat, and a very deep and very threaded storyline that at times may be confusing or just very hard to follow sometimes. So even though it has a convoluted story, when the game first started, it made a splash in the fans, mostly in North America, because it was a merger between Square Enix and Disney. They brought the characters together and created this new franchise back when it was released. And since then it's gained a huge following. It has lots of lore. There's manga, there's the games, there's spin-offs. They all more or less come to a conclusion in this the third in number game. Kingdom Hearts 3 is powered by Unreal Engine 4, and it shows. The game is absolutely stunning. I mean, just look at this. Look at this, looks so pretty. The Disney characters that are from the 2D movies look a little bit strange because they look on 3D is a little off-putting, but it's not something that most people will notice. And overall, everything looks beautiful. The scenes from the Disney movies that appear in the game are also well represented, and they almost look like exactly like they look like in the movie. Like they're giving Pixar a run for their money, basically. So if you don't like pretty games, don't play this, because this game is absolutely stunning, super pretty. 7 high-ups out of 10 in graphics. But this is a video game, and in video game the graphics are not everything. So how is the gameplay? The game is very fluid. You start very weak, and it can feel a little bit floaty, but as you level up and you fight more, you unlock more points to assign towards abilities that lets you jump higher, jump double in the air, fly eventually, and even they add to your combo. And so you have this combat system that is very fluid, but also very simple. It's not as complex as something from like Devil May Cry. It's a very simple combat system that lets you get deeper if you want to. You can do blocks, you can do reversals, you can do counters. All that is there, but if you don't have the mastery to do it, you don't really need it. The game is not very hard. I beat it on proud mode. It's the first time that I play a Kingdom Hearts game in proud mode, because I had already heard that it was very simple, very easy. So it is an easy game. At least I beat the game at 40 hours with I was in the 50s range level. So, but there is a free DLC coming, so there's gonna be a higher difficulty added. So if you want a challenge, maybe wait for that to come out. But as it is right now, it is not a hard game. It is very fun, and it has this. What was added to the combat system was the attraction, and they added things that came from other games like flow motion from the 3DS game. Flow motion just lets you gain energy from jumping against walls, and then from that you can work that into a combo, or continue to bounce from wall to wall to wall to wall to wall, and you can get really cool like anime ninja moves or or matrix move, if you want to call it that. But I think what makes it extra easy is the attractions. How the attractions work is when you meet certain parameters while you're fighting, you unlock a command to perform an attraction, and it's basically a Disney park ride, and is the Disney influence is very heavy in this installment of the game, and I think that's kind of why it suffers a little bit. They took away some things that I'll talk about later on the story side of the review, but they added all these attractions that basically they feel like as if you created a ride for Disney World, or if you're riding it, and that is built into the combat. So you'll be fighting, the crazy cups command appear, you press it, and then you're on the crazy spinning cups, and you're like massacring all your enemies with that. And they come out more often if you assign points towards it. So I do kind of feel like they're a little bit optional. I think that's what lowers the difficulty of the game a lot, because a lot of times while I was playing the entire game, they saved my butt a lot. I was about to die. Oh, and you're completely invulnerable while you're in them. So yeah. Aside from that, the game feels very fluid. The combat is fun. My only nitpick is there are a lot of areas that are closed off by invisible barriers, and if you have played like very open games like, I don't know, GTA or Assassin's Creed or the Breath of the Wild, which is my reference point, you can go anywhere, and here you do feel very restricted. I don't remember Kingdom Hearts 2 feeling that restricted. Maybe the first one in certain areas. I mean, I know that it's not an open game. It's a very story-driven game. It's very linear. But if I see a wall and there's a path and there's another side of that wall and I can clearly jump over it, I shouldn't not be able to jump over it because an invisible wall is there. The game is made on Unreal Engine 4, so that engine is huge and powerful, so they should have been able to let me go to the other side and then come back, or just kill me, make a hole there and then kill me, and if I fall and die, then I will know that for next time and go through it again. So that's my only nitpick. But is it fun? Oh yes, it is. And if you're a fan, you already know what to expect. If you're new to this, it's kind of like a combat system, somewhat like Devil May Cry, but less so. Like it's less complex. But again, Devil May Cry is like up here with Bayonetta. But it is a very fun combat system. It lets you do blocks, and then you can reverse it. And there were moments towards the end of the game that I was blocking, and then coming back at the enemies with a kick, and that felt amazing. And that's what you want on a combat system. You want to feel powerful as you grow, and that's the RPG aspect also. You do feel powerful as you play. So 8. I want to say 8. 8 out of 10. So the story, I'm not gonna go into anything major spoilers. I'm just gonna go do a quick review without many details. There is a detail that I'm gonna show you right now that was teased already on the commercials for the game. So since it was part of the ad campaign, I'm gonna say it's not a spoiler. So, and if you're new, you probably won't even notice. But if you're following, what do I have here in my mouth? If you are following, yeah, I'm not gonna do another take. And if you know Kingdom Hearts and you'll be following the story, you'll catch what the spoiler is. But it's something very minor that you already knew. So here's what the game does towards the end, when they're trying to go over the story themselves in between the characters. Watch.
See? Major brain ache. Huh? Now who?
Not to worry, folks. To help us out, I've given each of you a gummy phone. They've got summaries of everything that's happened so far. That way, you can read up if you'd like. And if anyone has any questions, we can call each other.
So they literally tell the audience, if you don't get what's going on right now, check your gummy phone. Go read.
Well, we've got our 7 guardians.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story gets a little bit convoluted. There's time travel. There's doubles of people. There's a lot of talk of darkness and destiny and chosen ones and that kind of thing. And it's very fantasy tropey, but it's good. And I've enjoyed it a lot. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surrounded by all this Kingdom Hearts stuff all around me. I played the game back when it first came out. I remember renting it from Blockbuster, and I've been playing every installment since. And if you're new to the series and you want to play Kingdom Hearts and enjoy it to Kingdom Hearts 3 and enjoy it to the fullest, you're gonna have to make some choices. You can which is the better option, buy this on the PlayStation 4. It's all in one package. Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2. And the final mix for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which is the prequel. So Birth by Sleep, prequel, start there. Then Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And then, let's see, is the 3DS one here? On the other connection, they have the one for the 3DS. But if you just get this one, it should be like maybe $20 new now. It has 1 and 2, which is mostly what you need. But it also has the prequel, which is just this game alone contains all the content that more or less you're gonna need to really get into Kingdom Hearts 3. So this first, then this. Got it memorized? And if not, you have other options. You can also get yourself the books. You can get the Kingdom Hearts manga. The art is done by Shiro Amano, which does a really good job of capturing the Disney art style and transferring Sora and friends to like it's like an almost anime, but it's anime style, but it has like a Disney feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it. You have to just look at it. But yeah, you can either read the manga, which is see what I mean? Like it has a Disney feel to it. The art, even though it's clearly anime, it has a manga feel to it. I don't know. It's good. The art is good. The story is what it is. The story is good. I mean, if it wasn't good, I wouldn't be so surrounded by all this stuff unless I have very bad taste. Which that could be. Maybe I have bad taste. So yeah. So get the game, get the manga before you read Kingdom Hearts, so you don't have to read through like the lines of glossary lines that they are on your Gumi phone. Even though Jiminy Cricket did went ahead and go to the trouble to put that in the phone for you. Yeah, that's what I have to say about the story. If you're new, do this stuff first. If you're not new, you already know what you're getting yourself into. You already know. Watch your hearts. Your hearts. If you're a fan and you're coming to this for the story, like we are. All the knots get tied without spoilers. Everything comes together really well. And there are moments that I was crying on Twitch live, but since nobody's watching me there, except for maybe 2 or 3 friends, it was fine. There were quite a few moments that made me cry. One that I didn't expect was, not a spoiler, is from the movie Rapunzel. The scene of Rapunzel at the end, I didn't expect myself to be caught up on the moment, and he got me again, like as if it was like the first time that I saw the movie. So well done. And the Frozen moments are all there. Lots of songs from Frozen. So if you were not sick of Frozen yet, you'll get more here. I'm just gonna let it go. So yeah, story, it is what it is. I'm not even gonna give it a rating number. If you're a fan, you know what, you're gonna love it, and you're probably gonna cry. And if you're not a fan and you haven't seen the beginning, if you're not familiar with this stuff, you're gonna be confused. So get familiar with the stuff before you come to this game. So yeah. Now let's go to the spoiler part of the review. Oh no, not yet. Let me do first the overall. So overall, should you buy Kingdom Hearts 3? If you're a fan, you already bought it. So I'm not even worried about that. If you're new, if you want a game that has like a cool action and an RPG system to level up and assign abilities and summons and that kind of thing, is that's kind of like your vibe. And if you like Disney, then probably yes. Even if you haven't, even if you're new to the series, but do get familiar with the stuff like I suggested earlier, or watch a long video with all the story, because they're right here on YouTube or on YouTube. There's plenty of videos like that will break down the story for you, but it's not the same as getting to know these characters through the game, getting familiar with them, getting attached to them, and then get to the conclusion. And there's some really good moments in there that will mean a lot more if you have played the other games. One thing that I didn't like about this game is that they removed the Final Fantasy presence in favor of, I guess, Disney attractions. Although I'm sure that's not exactly the reason why. But they did do away with the Final Fantasy characters, and instead, I guess, to push the synergy with the Disney parks, and then they'd have the attractions. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I mentioned the attractions. So less Final Fantasy, more Disney. And it's a little sad because even though the Final Fantasy characters honestly didn't add a lot, it was just more like spice sprinkled in there, and it did add a lot to the series. It was like Final Fantasy meeting Disney, and these two worlds interweaving. Wow, I can't speak today. So that's the one thing that I didn't like about this one. So yeah, cool combat. The game looks beautiful, and if you like Disney's and you want to go to all this, mostly the Pixar films, you have to have this game. It looks amazing, and it plays well. It's not perfect, like I mentioned. There are some areas you cannot go to, but I think that's mostly my nitpick, unless somebody else bothered by this. I was really bothered by that. But there's lots to do. But it feels like a very short game because of how they broke it down. In the previous games, they broke down the Disney movies in two parts. So you will go to a Disney World, you do half of the story, and then you will have to leave, meet in a whole new world, leave, go to another world, leave, and the first time that you went there, you went through half the movie or half the original story for that world with Disney characters. Then you go to a different Disney World, do the same thing with those characters there, and eventually when you went around all the worlds, you'll have to come back again to the beginning and now step into the part 2 of that story in that world that you have to like move forward with your characters. In here, in this game, you go to a world and you can stay there until you finish the entire storyline. You don't have to, you can always leave and go to another world. But I guess because I'm such a completionist and I like to see the story through, that's not how I played it. Because I didn't have to leave, I didn't leave. I instead went and saw the story all the way through. While I definitely had the choice to do so, it just didn't even occur to me that I could. And it was my first playthrough. I played blind. I didn't like look up things ahead of time because I don't like to spoil myself too much unless it's like ingredients and stuff like that. There is a lot to do, like synthesizing, so you have to like hunt for items. You have to hunt for lucky emblems, which is like basically like stuff like this hitting in the world, like this, and you have to take pictures with your cell phone, and then you get items for that, and there's a whole bunch of them hitting everywhere, and there's stuff to do for like completionists. And I'm starting to find a lot, and on my live streams, it was fun to find them organically because some of them are very well hidden, some of them are like optical illusions, so you can only see the hidden Mickey from a certain angle or a certain height. So it's really cool stuff, and they put a lot of thought into it. I mean, it adds to the core seeds from Breath of the Wild. It's just you running around collecting little things, but it's something else to do. If you finish the game like I did in like 40 hours, now I can go back with the Game Plus and go try to finish that stuff, so I can get the rest of the stuff that I didn't get yet. Like in the original Kingdom Hearts, you had to collect the puppies, the Dalmatians. So it's kind of like that. So it's always been that kind of thing. It's always been part of the series. That's good. So yeah, if you're from the series, you already bought this game. I don't have to tell you. And if you're new and you want to see what the hype is about, the game looks beautiful. The combat is fluid. These new worlds are there, and it's fun. It's a fun game. If it wasn't a fun game, it wouldn't have such a big fan base. So yeah, that's my overall story. And now I really want to go to like the spoiler bit, and let's go ahead and put the spoiler warning, everybody, and let's go on. So mostly on the spoiler section of this video, which is spoilers for the ending. If you haven't gotten to the ending and you don't want to get spoiled, please see yourself out. Give me a like or a dislike if you like this video so far. But if you're ready for the spoilers, let's go. So that ending, I expected a happy ending after like all these games with them teasing us with the Sora and Kairi. Will they be happy together? Will they not be happy together? And I guess it's a not.
Kairi! You require motivation. Kairi!
Kairi gets broken at the end. She gets seemingly killed or destroyed by a Keyblade. That means that she lost her heart and she's lost. Also, you don't get to play as Kairi at all. When I was looking forward to playing as her in the main story, seeing how they made it into a Keyblade wielder. So they gave her agency. She will no longer be a damsel in distress. Nope, damsel in distress again and killed. So damsel in distress and in the freezer. At least we have other female characters that are cool and active in the series, but like, yikes. I wanted to play as her. So Sora chases after her at the end after the confrontation with Xehanort, and he disappears from the group, from everybody's lives. I expected just a happy ending, to get some freaking closure, but Nomura was like, nope, we want to continue this. And I did get the secret ending, the Yosora ending, and that was confusing. We did get the commercial within the game within the game in the Toy Story world with the whole Yosora thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please look it up. It looks amazing. And I just thought this is just nothing. It's just a commercial made for a Toy Story reference, because he's supposed to be a video game character while he's there. And at the end, sure enough, Sora in the secret ending seems to be in Japan, in Shibuya. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a World Ends With You mixer, or a reference to that commercial for the Toy Story World. No idea. Is that Sora in the video, or is that Riku, or is it a fusion of both? Since he has the both eyes are different colors. No idea. What do you guys think? Let me know. I have no idea. Nobody knows. But I was happy to get the secret ending, because I didn't think I was gonna get it, because I wasn't really focused on getting that ending. I got it, so I was like, yay! I guess proud mode paid off. One of the things that I liked that I didn't expect to like was them bringing Roxas and Namine and Shion back. I thought Shion, she was a copy of Sora, and she was used for what she was being used, and when she realized what they were using her for evil, she kind of had herself be destroyed by her friend Roxas. Roxas is a nobody of Sora that occurred when Sora stabbed himself with the Keyblade to release Kairi's heart. So Namine came to be when Kairi left her heart with Sora. Wow. Okay, so see the story complex a little bit. So these characters, when Roxas, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas went into Sora to complete him because he was a part of Sora that Sora was missing. And Namine went into Kairi for the same reason. She was a part of Namine that she was missing, and when she came back to her, she became whole again, part of her heart. So my whole thing with those two characters, Roxas and Namine, it was that their story had come full circle, and that was it. But in this game, apparently Namine and not Namine, Kairi and Sora have been thinking about them as their own people, because they have their own memories that they made while they were aside from them, and therefore they wanted to bring them back, and the game goes ahead and they bring them back. And I was so opposed to that idea until I saw it. When I saw it, I was crying like a baby, and I was like, yes, I did want this. And it's so stupid, but I really was fine until I saw it. And I don't know if anybody had that reaction. I really didn't want them to have their own bodies, because I'm like, no, they're not real people. Why would you do that? And then the moment that it happened, I was like, Roxas is good boy. But mostly the moment that really got me was when Shion.
Who are you?
Don't do this. Wait! It's all right. You can stop now. It's all right.
Shion.
He knows her name.
Useless puppet.
No.
Shield!
When Shion at the end is confronting Sora, and she sees him, and she knows that she is a copy of him. That she is an incomplete person. She's just a copy of him, meant to take his place. And when she sees him, she like turns away, and she's just waiting at him with her Keyblade, and it's just such a touching moment because it's like she feels guilty for just being who she is because she didn't have to be born. Poor Shion. Shion's the best girl. And yeah, this is mostly what I wanted to talk about in my little rant with spoilers. That's it. Everything else you guys need to watch. It's a really cool moment at the end. There's all these different branches of tiny bits of story, which each one coordinates with one of the games or spin-offs. So at the end, you get choices to make to see which one you run to first. And every time that you run to one, there's gonna be an event, a fight, and a plot that's gonna get wrapped up and closed. I don't want to spoil anything else because I don't want to be a complete jerk. But experience that. If you've been waiting like me, like all this time since Kingdom Hearts 2, and you've played all the installment, it's gonna be a really good payoff. Let me know how you felt about this. If you had the same feelings as I did, if you beat the game, or if you want to do a game plus. I'm thinking now of playing this one's the remix. I haven't played the remix. I've only played the games on the original run, on the original platform, when the original came out. But now I want to do it on HD all over again because I like to suffer. Because I want to relive the story beats on HD. Yeah, if you like what I do around here, please subscribe, give me a like, share it with your friends. Let me know what you thought, if you agree with me. Yeah, that's it. And I also drew this Sora, and I have it on my TeePublic. So if you like the design, you can get that on a T-shirt, and it helps my channel. I think that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the video now. Bye. Thank you so much, and we finally got Kingdom Hearts 3.